ready to unlock the secrets of the jewelry design world. We're going deep on what it really takes to make it as a jewelry designer using intel from RoleCatcher.
Yeah, they always have some interesting takes.
And we're talking beyond the glitz and glam here.
Right, because it's so much more than just like gemstones and sparkling things.
Totally. So let's get into it.
All right, so one thing that really stood out to me from RoleCatcher is how they emphasize that it's not just about being like super creative, you know?
Okay, so it's more than just sketching beautiful designs in your atelier.
Exactly. It's a blend of artistry, for sure,
Hmm.
but also technical know-how and this deep understanding of what the client really wants.
Hmm. Technical expertise.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, when I see like an amazing necklace or something, I'm definitely thinking gorgeous, not engineering marvel.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever looked closely at antique pieces? The mechanisms are incredible.
Oh,
Like those old lockets, the way they open and close, all those tiny little intricate
oh
parts.
yeah.
Or those big brooches, how they're designed to sit perfectly even on delicate fabric. There's some serious mechanics in there. You got to understand weight distribution, tension, even just the properties of different metals and how they behave. It's way more technical than people realize.
Wow, I never even considered that. To design a piece that's going to last for generations, you need to think like an artist, AD, and engineer.
You got it. And RoleCatcher actually says it really well. Quote, their role encompasses both artistic creativity and technical expertise, ensuring the final product is both attractive and well-engineered.
I like that. Attractive, AD, well-engineered. It's that balance, isn't it?
Totally. And it's not even just those two things either. They also mentioned customer service and production knowledge as super important.
Okay, so we're not talking about some solitary artist hidden away in a workshop with a blowtorch.
Not at all. Understanding the client, being able to communicate your vision effectively, navigating the actual production process, that's all part of it.
Okay, so that's making this whole career path even more interesting than I thought, but also maybe a bit more daunting. Speaking of shaking things up, RoleCatcher talks a lot about how technology is changing the game. What kind of things did they highlight?
Definitely. One of the biggest game changers they mentioned is 3D printing. And I'm not just talking about like rough prototypes here. Think about designing a super complex ring with all these intricate details. You can actually print a wax replica that's crazy precise using a lost wax casting process.
Hold on, so they're basically printing a mold for the final piece. That's insane.
It is pretty wild.
That kind of precision must open up so many possibilities.
You're telling me it's not even just about the detail work either. This tech allows for a level of customization that we've never seen before. Like, imagine being able to fine-tune a design based on a client's exact measurements.
Whoa, so you could create a piece that's literally perfect for them.
Yeah, or even incorporate their own symbols or messages into the design, all with this insane level of accuracy.
It's like instead of getting a mass-produced print from a store, it's like having an artist create a one-of-a-kind painting just for you.
Exactly. And speaking of one-of-a-kind RoleCatcher, also mentioned something that's become a really big deal lately, sustainability.
Oh yeah, that's huge now, knowing where your clothes come from if your food is ethically sourced.
Yeah.
But sustainable jewelry, what does that even mean?
It's a really interesting shift, actually. Consumers, especially younger generations, are way more aware now of the impact their purchases have, on the environment, ethical sourcing, all of that.
Right.
And they want to know that the gold in their ring was mined responsibly, that the diamonds are conflict-free, even that the actual production process wasn't, like, harmful to the planet.
So it's not just about the finished piece, it's about the entire journey from the mine to the display case.
Exactly. And jewelry designers are really responding to this. We're seeing a lot more recycled metals being used, ethically sourced gemstones, and even lab-grown diamonds, which are chemically identical to mined diamonds, but without the ecological baggage.
Lab-grown diamonds. So you're saying I could have a diamond ring that's like grown in a lab instead of dug out of the ground. That's wild. Okay, so we've got all these exciting trends happening, this fusion of art and technology. It's a lot to take in. Where does someone even begin if they're interested in becoming a jewelry designer?
Well, RoleCatcher actually lays out the different stages of a jewelry design career really well. They talk about how it's not always a linear path, more like an exploration, with opportunities to specialize in different areas that appeal to you.
So you're not just stuck on one track.
Not at all.
Yeah.
You could start as a bench jeweler, which is all about really honing those hands-on skills, learning the intricacies of working with metal. Or maybe you're fascinated by gemstones and you become a gemologist, an expert in identifying and grading different stones. RoleCatcher even mentions some designers who find their niche in the fashion world, creating pieces specifically for runway shows or collaborating with clothing designers.
It's like a whole ecosystem within the jewelry design world. That's so cool. But let's say you're just starting out, fresh out of design school, portfolio ready to go. What's next?
That's where RoleCatcher's platform can really make a difference. They have this cool feature where employers can actually discover you based on your skills and experience.
Oh, wow. So you don't even have to send out a million applications and hope for the best.
Exactly. It takes a lot of the legwork out of the job search and puts your work right in front of the right people.
That's amazing. It's like a digital matchmaker for creative professionals. Okay, but what about the interview process? I feel like that can be super nerve-wracking, especially when you're basically selling your artistic vision.
You're right, it can be intimidating, but RoleCatcher has a tool for that too. They have these AI-powered interview simulations where you can practice answering common questions and get feedback on everything from your body language to how clearly you're communicating your ideas.
Wait, hold on. They have AI that analyzes your body language during a mock interview.
Yep, it's pretty impressive.
It's next level.
And it's not just like generic feedback either. Their AI tailors the analysis to the specific job you're applying for, even factoring in the company's culture and what kind of skills they're looking for.
So it's like having a personal coach in your back pocket guiding you through the whole process.
Pretty much. But even though these AI tools are crazy helpful, you got to remember they're just that. Tools, your creativity, your own unique style as a designer, your passion for jewelry, those are the things that'll really make you stand out in the end.
Right, finding that sweet spot between technology and your own artistic vision.
Exactly.
What I'm hearing is that this field, it really is multifaceted.
Yeah.
It's not just about being a great artist. It's technical. It's about business, knowing the trends.
Absolutely. It's a dynamic field. It really does require such a diverse skill set. Yeah, you need that creativity, obviously, that drive to create something beautiful and unique, but you also need those practical skills to actually make it happen, and the resilience to deal with the challenges that inevitably come up in any creative field.
It sounds like the kind of career path that attracts a very specific type of person. Someone who loves a challenge, who's detail-oriented, who can bridge that gap between artistry and precision.
Totally. And we can't forget about passion. The most incredible jewelry designers I know, they're the ones who are totally obsessed in the best way. They see the world differently, you know, finding inspiration everywhere, in nature, in architecture, you name it. And they're always learning, experimenting, pushing those boundaries.
They're almost like storytellers, weaving narratives into these intricate pieces.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what makes jewelry so special, isn't it? It's not just decoration. It's a way to express yourself, a symbol, a reminder of personal history. It's incredible how something so small can hold so much meaning.
It really is. This has been an amazing deep dive. I've learned so much from you today about what goes on behind the scenes, the jewelry design world.
It's been fun.
For anyone listening who's now feeling totally inspired, what advice would you give them? Like if there's one thing they should take away from all of this, what would it be?
I think the most important thing is to just go for it. You know, take classes, experiment with different materials, find mentors who inspire you. Don't be afraid to try things out, make mistakes, and really explore this amazing blend of tradition and cutting-edge innovation that makes jewelry design so exciting.
And who knows? Maybe they'll be the one designing the next Hope Diamond.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But even more than that, maybe they'll just discover the joy of creating beauty and sharing that with the world, one piece at a time.
I love that. And on that note, that wraps up our deep dive into the world of jewelry design. Until next time, stay curious.